For our next panel, Unlocking the Full Potential, IBs and Affiliates, let's welcome on stage our moderator, Elizabeth Rayment, Director at YMM, who will now introduce her panel. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Chuck.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this really interesting panel, Unlocking the Full Potential of IBs and Affiliates. I'm going to start with introducing our speakers. First of all, we have Vince, who's the Chief Marketing Officer from OneRoyal, the award-winning multi-licensed broker offering online trading for CFDs, Forex, crypto, metals, shares and indices. Then we have Yegor, who's the Fintech vertical lead for Aleph Group, the authorized reseller for Meta, Twitter, Reddit, Snapchat, and TikTok in over 90 markets across the globe. Then we have Bojan, who is the digital lead for Ultimate Fintech, the company that we have to thank for this wonderful event that's being hosted today. And then last but not least, we have Maral, who's the Chief Operating Officer of Luna PR, the PR agency that focuses on blockchain, fintech, space tech, emerging tech, med tech, green tech, all the techs, and esports. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm very much looking forward to this panel. And to get us kicked off, I'm going to start with the question, what is the key to making an affiliate business model attractive? And why should a trader go through an affiliate or IB in the first place? I'm going to open that up to everyone. Let's start with Vince. Go
sure.
for it.
So, sorry, the question is why should a trader go through an affiliate or an introducing broker program?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I think at the end of the day, you have to separate affiliates and introducing brokers. So an affiliate ultimately is a digital marketer. They have they're generating their own traffic, whether they have their own website, they're working with digital ads or email lists or whatever. So the key is if the broker, as OneRoyal, if we provide the right marketing materials to an affiliate marketer, then we're doing the job for them. We're helping them sell our program. Ultimately, all they're doing is finding the right means of traffic in order to sign back up to our broker. So the better our job is as marketers, providing the affiliates content, the better they're going to do. The IBs are different because they're more offline. IBs are, whether they're fund managers, they're Forex educators, they're referring direct clients typically to the broker. So it's more of the relationship that we build with an introducing broker that makes them comfortable sending business our way. That's ultimately the difference I see.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit to add about IBs. For a lot of new traders that just starting out, IBs can be a little bit better experience because they will get all the support they need, and IBs rely on these guys to succeed. So this might be a really good first experience for starting traders.
Creating probably any kind of added value for the specific affiliate or IB is understanding his need, or maybe just focusing on the element that that marketers can help them maximize the potential they kind of bring. So in that sense, watching from the whole perspective of what they are trying to do, then offer anything that could help them in that way, since they are the ones that bringing the business towards.
I think my fellow panelists covered it quite well, but if I was to look into maybe focus more on affiliates, I think brand identity is super important here, and especially marketing materials as well, and how we look into that. The reason I'm saying that is because I come from a crypto background, especially we've worked with affiliate programs, we've helped exchanges, especially in the crypto space, do these type of things, and we'll work really closely with influencers to come up with the right materials to support their communities to come on board.
Can we delve into that a little bit deeper? Can we give some examples of the kind of support that you do give to IBs and affiliates, and are there differences between the two?
Yeah, definitely. So for example, at OneRoyal and at previous brokers I've worked at, the IB support is much more involved. So we would provide offline events where we do seminars regionally where our IBs are. So we can have an event, we'll fill a room, teach them about their Forex knowledge, possibly do events where we teach them how to run an event, how to put 100 people in a room and teach them about Forex, providing them the necessary tools that they need in order to sell our program and to understand how they're going to make money as an introducing broker. On the affiliate side, it's more supporting them with as much marketing material as possible, whether it's providing them with, say, email content that they can just blast out to their database so they're not having to do any work. The less work they have to do to sell our product, the more they're going to work for us. So that's the separation.
Do they get any training to use the marketing materials, or do you offer any support?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, everybody has it as an account manager, whether it's an affiliate or an introducing broker. So the more they need, the better. Obviously, there's always more and more we can offer. But yeah, that is definitely something that we're constantly looking to do to develop in the marketing department. Is the more content that they can have without coming back to us, the better it is.
Yeah, I guess they have to become sort of mini marketing experts in themselves if
Absolutely.
they want to be successful.
For sure.
Does anybody else want to add anything to that? Any examples of support?
I think it's covered.
I would maybe add, definitely social media is a really good use case. A lot of influencers obviously use social media as an outlet and a platform to amplify what they're doing. And it's as simple as sometimes a URL link or a QR code under, some influencer on YouTube talking about his trading activities, whatever it is, and then from there it amplifies. So social media is super impactful.
Yeah, I agree. I think over the years, recently, it's become so topical to be very present on social media, especially LinkedIn is becoming more popular, Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think one of the big focuses that we have for 2023 is obviously short form video, obviously with TikTok, but now that YouTube is going after shorts and Instagram Reels. So another thing that we're trying to do is empower our IBs and our affiliates to start generating their own short form content and using that in order to build their network and drive traffic back. And obviously to improve our brand awareness as well. But I think that's a huge focal point for this year is short form.
And I guess any sort of marketing challenges, tracking the results and making sure that the results are accurate and that the IBs are getting the compensation that they deserve. Do you guys have any examples of how you sort of track that and make sure that things are accurate? And or do you have any examples of how has it gone wrong maybe as well?
Okay, I can start. So this is obviously this is a very complicated topic, especially with affiliate marketing. In the past, it was much easier. So previously, you had a tracking link with a third-party cookie. They would use it. They would promote our product. Any user that clicked on any of their ads would get cookied for 30 days. So anything that they did after that, if the user came back and opened an account, the affiliate would be paid accordingly. Obviously now with Google and Apple cracking down on third-party cookies, it's becoming more necessary for more creative ways to refer. I mean, the traditional way of sending a client from an IB is, here's a link with your ID, you provide it to your trader, they open an account, we know the ID, we know the IB, he gets paid. Easy. But when you start getting into attribution for affiliates, now it's a matter of them. We're trying to convince them now to not just rely on, say, clicking on banners, but starting to build their own database. And I think that one of the big, I think, lessons that was taught this year, or there's recently with Apple sort of removing MT4 from their store, teaches us that we can't rely on third-party platforms to do all of our marketing, to run our business. We can use them as tools, but you need to build your own database. You need to acquire the data yourself, whether you're an IB or an affiliate, own the data, use the tools, but at the end of the day, no one can take your database away from you. That way you can ensure that you're gonna get paid and continuously get paid. So for me, that's a massive takeaway from the whole MT4 story was don't just rely on Facebook, because if you can build a massive Facebook page, but if they pull the plug, you have zero. Let's build your database.
Maybe I would add like the perspective of the whole funnel that it's in front, and then what are the tools that could be used in that terms of increasing the efficiency watching from the side of the affiliates and IBs, but also from the side of the broker itself. So you understand that tracking, as Vince said, became more and more heavy in terms of regulation. So it's making a lot of obstacles. So as said, you need to be the management of the data that you are collecting, and you need to be fully in compliance with how you collect it. So in that terms, tools that can help, like in building this technological ecosystem that follows the whole panel, which includes also affiliates, IBs, and then to give you like the full perspective of what's going on and what are the efficient channels and what are not, in order to understand it well.
Yeah, I just fully agree with gentlemen. This MetaTrader event was really eye-opening for a lot of guys, and we see a lot of brokerages really rushing out their own apps, their own tracking solutions, their own everything, so they have this sustainability. Because not being able to track affiliates is problematic. So, yeah.
And talking about changes in the industry and surprises like the iPhone and the MetaTrader 4, in terms of regulations for different industries, how have you found that that's changed over the years? And do you find that you really have to adapt your approach to different regions?
Definitely. I mean, it's like everything else. Previously, before crypto really became popular, I think regulators weren't as much cracking down on sort of who works with which financial institution. So previously, yeah, you could onboard anybody. Any affiliate that had a link, had a website, could promote your product in any region. Now, not so much. Now, especially within Europe, even if an affiliate is working for a broker, what they do and how they promote your product is a direct reflection of the broker. So the broker needs to be aware of who's promoting, what are they saying, is it regulated, is it legitimate? Because otherwise we can be in trouble as well. So we have to be very selective in who we work with, specifically in Europe. You really have to know it's got to be legitimate business. It can't just be some guy in his basement putting ads on Google, because you don't know what he's saying, and get rich, trade now. You have to be careful now.
Yeah, win a Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, regulation is a very tough one because every little change affects the affiliate world pretty much the most. A lot of brokerages, when they work with affiliates, they control all the narrative, everything that is getting put out as marketing materials. So, and channels change as well, really hard. As an example, Google changes their policies, so affiliates will have really tougher time doing that. So all in all, affiliates suffer the most from regulation, some kind of changes, and it's a very gradual process and a question of really open communication with the brokerage.
It's quite the same that affiliates need to stay in same, let's say, knowledge about the regulations as much as the brokers. On a broker side, you're kind of having responsibility for the third parties in terms, because if they do something for you, it's your also responsibility how they do it in terms. So overall, regulations are a heavy burden, but they, in a way, help kind of regulate the whole environment and the whole category. As at the end, it's it's all done because of the protection of the end users, which is the industry exists on. So
Yeah, I think, again, kind of tapping it back into Web3 and crypto. So like when we look at Europe and the US, there's definitely tight regulations there. We've worked with influencers in the past in the US where there's certain things they can't say, otherwise they're in big trouble. So to an extent, like I still find the Web3 space a bit of a free canvas when it comes to some of these opportunities, which is great. And that's because the regulations aren't really there yet. But overall, yeah, yeah.
Do you find that different asset classes and different, so crypto maybe is different to Forex, do you find that there's different regulations and different approaches that you have to take when you provide the marketing material to your clients for promoting these different asset classes?
before crypto, not so much. I mean, promoting stocks or promoting currencies was never really an issue. But when crypto really became mainstream, 4 or 5 years ago, obviously with social media specifically, they clamped down very hard, especially with Bitcoin. So even now, you can't run Facebook ads on certain pages that mention Bitcoin or other cryptos if you're just a financial broker. So especially when content is talking about trading or making a profit or these kinds of things. So you definitely, it's very easy to have your ads account suspended if you're promoting crypto not in the legitimate way. You've got to be very careful how you go about it. You can mention it, but it can't have anything to do with making financial gain.
Okay, and then moving on. So working with many different IBs and different affiliates comes with its own challenges, I imagine. How do you deal with customer complaints and feedback from IBs and affiliates that, for example, need to adapt to new regulations, or they don't quite understand the severity of a compliance officer's feedback and things like that? How do you handle those kind of complaints?
Well, I mean, from our side at OneRoyal, I mean, if we separate the two from a trader's complaint versus an IB complaint, so if for a trader's complaint, we have to make sure that your customer support is as attentive as possible. So like no lag at all between when the customer is complaining and when someone is dealing with their complaint. As long as it's a legitimate complaint or something that they feel has legitimately gone wrong, there's no question. We take care of it right away. We refund. If there's legitimately an error on our side, it's dealt with immediately, because the number one problem, not problem, the number one issue in this industry is your reputation. As a broker, once you lose that, and that's also a direct reflection of social media, is that now, if someone has a problem with you and they feel that they've been wronged, there's a million ways they can complain about you publicly, and there's not a lot you can do about it to rectify it. So you need to get ahead of that and have the support in place to deal with it properly, because I mean, they can go on Trustpilot, they can go a million places and blast you. On the IB side, it's always anything that they need, as long as it's a legitimate request, take care of them right away, because it's a business that is very small, is very niche, everyone knows each other, and you need to make sure that you take care of your partners as best as possible. So yeah.
I would say that in general, maybe first thing first, you need to have an open channels for customers to express their complaints, in terms like that shows that you are open for hearing and that you are not running away for any kind of discussion with your customers. That shows like your integrity and transparency in first place. Other thing is how you handle those complaints, and that firstly goes with the speed of reaction. So it's always like that. If you are fast on reacting on the complaints, you already kind of made 50% of positive impact, because they get heard of you in the moment where they are feeling any kind of pain or issue in terms of working with you. So in general, that's it. And how you handle it, depending on the complaint itself, complaints will always exist. I mean, and as Vince said, there are so many open channels through, such as like where they can express their complaints. Is how you handle them, and just by showing like full transparency and openness that you are willing to solve the problem that they are expressing. That's probably the most important thing when thinking about it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the gentleman. Reputation is everything. We've had times where we've had to handle reputation management for some of our clients, where we'll even put press releases out there to address it, because communities really drive some of these projects, especially with what we're doing, and we need to be transparent from the beginning. And if we can help resolve these issues, at least for the affiliates, we'll do it. And then, of course, IBs are a much bigger, dog to deal with. But again, it's the same concept for sure.
The question is pretty much covered. Yeah, I think that the best advice you can give to any brokerage regarding complaints is just to actively solve them. I've seen this a lot in smaller brands. They don't necessarily know how to handle complaints. And I think that you need to really understand how to do that really early in your life, so you are not, sank with your reputation being down. But other than that, yes, it's just being as open as possible, using as many channels as possible to communicate with your customers and their complaints.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to a bit more of a positive spin, can you give some real-life good examples of best practice for working with affiliates and IBs and things that have gone really well, or sort of support that you've offered that's allowed the IB and the affiliate to really live to their full potential?
Just to start off, from our end, it's a great revenue stream for even individuals, working from home or wherever it may be. So going back to the influencers again, but when they even if they're part of an affiliate program, it's a nice revenue stream for them coming in. Depending on the type of deal they negotiate with these, organizations or projects, whatever it may be, they're looking at, 5 to 10% of majority of their income coming in from being part of an affiliate program. So that's definitely a positive outlook on the whole concept.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's lots of positive stories, but I mean, like an example, at a previous broker I was at where, we started off with an IB that signed up, had some friends, referred them, they opened accounts and was paid. And then through actively working with us and as we were building up his knowledge of Forex and how to conduct an event. So next thing you know, he's advertising and he's putting 30 people in a room and then 50 people in a room promoting opening an account. And then he realized, well, wait a second, not only can I promote traders, but I can have an event and teach people to be IBs underneath me. Because, at OneRoyal and other brokers, we offer multi-tier plans where you can be an IB and I have a sub-IB, and the money that they make, I get a percentage of that as well. So then over time, this IB who started off doing, a few friends in the room, fast forward a few years later, is putting 500 people in a room and has thousands of IBs underneath his network and is making a lot of money. So it's not hard to get started. It's not hard to start making a little bit of money, and if you really have the devotion, it's not impossible to make life-changing money.
Yeah, some people do it as a full-time job now, right?
100%.
So if they have a good following and consistency, it's quite impressive. So to finish off, what would be a key takeaway that you would give to IBs, affiliates, or companies that work with IBs and affiliates? What would be sort of a key piece of advice or some support that you would provide?
From my end, I would say, from the IB perspective, definitely work with a broker that is reputable in the industry, that takes care of their partners, that has flexible payments, that pays out on time, that has not a bad reputation in the industry. Like, these things matter. So just because there's a new broker in town that has this dazzling commission scheme that sounds amazing, it changes when you actually your time to get paid. So be careful of that and make sure that you're working with someone who's got a long reputation in the industry. On the affiliate side, work with brokers that have a solid affiliate program that can track the performance, that offer a lot of marketing materials, that have a variety of ways of getting paid, where the funnel is not just send us traffic, wait for this, but if some affiliates, they want to get paid on different schemes, whether it's CPA, CPL, a combination of the two. So find brokers that are willing to work with you and put together a customized plan that appreciates your business. That's what I would say.
Again, since we are a marketing agency working with the clients who are mostly brokers, so understanding, so from the perspective of what we've seen that is a good alignment is exactly that. When there is a fine synergy between the affiliates and the brokers that they work with, understanding the both values and how they should interact. Also, different audiences are being attracted by affiliates if they align well with the segments that brokers is trying to target with its value proposition. It means a lot. It just creates the synergy and flow between the users that are coming through affiliates towards the brokers, and if that journey is kind of aligned, that kind of is a big thing for success in that thing. So understand, as Vince said, understand the broker, understand the offering and the value proposition, and try to align yourself if you are able to kind of bring the audience that that broker is that broker will be successful with in that sense.
From my end, I think it's definitely more from the affiliate perspective. I think people need to be a bit patient, especially if they're onboarding more affiliates. They need to understand that everyone always loves metrics and numbers. Like, show me the ROI, they need to just be patient and connect with the right people, strategic partners, people who align with the brand and agree with it, not just someone coming in there to make some money at the end of the day, but someone who really believes in what they're doing, and usually that's the best outcome.
Yeah, definitely broker to affiliate chemistry is the most important thing. You need to work in accord with them, you need to see and ally with them who will provide all the materials in time, who will educate you. It's very, very important. And when it comes to like separate advice just for affiliates, I mean, the whole fintech space is very, very volatile, really, really fast changing. So they need to be really, really adaptable, and they need to follow all the trends, all the regulations. They need to be on top of the game to be as good as they can be.
Okay, we have a few more minutes left to open up the floor to some questions. It's a rare opportunity to ask a group of experts about the IB and affiliate work that they do. Does anybody have any questions? The microphone is coming.
Thank you. Hello? 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 Check. Can you hear me?
We don't hear you. Just a second. I think they are trying to.
Check. Hi. So I had a question regarding affiliate marketing. Recently in the crypto space, it's gotten such bad feedback, like affiliate marketing, because affiliates were sometimes marketing pump and dumps and scams, and it kind of became part of like just a scheme. And I just wanted to know, is affiliate marketing dead when it comes to crypto? And affiliate marketing is kind of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, as part of the SEC rules, illegal in the U.S. in some ways. So should it be legal in crypto? And how can we be more careful not to promote scams in crypto?
Okay, I can answer that. That's my CEO, by the way, asking that question. So I think she's digging at me. But I think with what we've seen so far, it's all growing pains, to be honest. I think we're going to see more regulations come into play with crypto. I know they've already started, especially you're saying in the US as well. So I don't think affiliate programs like this are dead in crypto per se, but it's more so, I think it's going to evolve over time the way it has with the Forex industry and having IBs involved. So I think it'll slowly evolve. But no, I don't think it's dead.
And whether or not it's going to be, I think it's always going to be trials for tries to, again, do some scams, because you understand there's always some middle space which kind of opens the space for these guys. They kind of use the opportunity while the regulation comes and fill that gap. And then it's an everlasting, like it's somebody will always be smart on that side to find the gap. Then when something is visible, again, regulations come and kind of cover it in that sense. So I think it's going to be ongoing story.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think affiliate marketing is definitely not dead, and it's definitely not going anywhere. I think it's more on the programs that people are promoting and the ability to pick and choose which ones. It's like 5 years ago with ICOs. I mean, all of a sudden, everything was an ICO, affiliates were blasting this out, and they were making a lot of money, and then everyone realized they all crashed. So, same thing. It'll just take time.
Thank you. I was genuinely curious. I'm always learning from our CEO.
That's brought another question to my mind, actually. What do you think is the future for IBs and affiliates in the sort of the crypto world and the metaverse, Web 3.0 space? How do you think, how do you foresee that world changing?
I mean, when we're talking about like the metaverse, I mean, I just think it's an extension of content marketing. It's like influencer marketing right now. Anybody can create a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel, talk about finance, talk about how they're working on their net worth, and just put a link to a broker, and they're an affiliate, but they're creating content. So I think once the metaverse starts to become more mainstream, they're going to be creating content about their metaverse journey and can be promoting any platform, anything. I think it's the same. It's an extension of where people's attention are. I think that's all affiliate marketing is, figuring out where the attention is and promoting it there. And if everyone's eyes right now are on Instagram and YouTube, great. If it moves to the metaverse, that's the next thing. But you can still make money. And there's people always willing to pay for that traffic. So it's just where people are going, that's all.
Fintech itself always evolves and it changes the product type so frequently. So as an example, we had a really huge boom of CFDs. Then CFDs got heavily regulated. All the attention changed to crypto, which was just there somewhere. But then all the attention just changed, and everyone was suddenly advertising crypto. And then there were NFTs. Everyone changed to NFTs. NFTs are in a questionable spot right now, but overall, what I think is that there will always be some kind of new product that affiliates can advertise. So it's all about content, it's all about actually providing some value for users and actually providing some value for guys who see what you do.
Future for them? Yeah. Well, it's in a way, I think it's a bit of understanding how the category will move forward and adapt yourself towards the regulations will always be a heavy burden. In that sense, equip yourself either with technology that could help you with that. Again, on the side of the quality that you are delivering towards your clients, brokers, understand that, accept, again, technology to see and filter the quality ones against the ones. And in a way, for me, it's the environment of the technology and regulations and being kind of equipped in that sense that you make informative decisions and then try to build on that.
Okay, back to you guys. Any more questions from the floor before we wrap up? We've got one question over here at the back in the middle.
So what do you think is the best way to manage channels like Telegram and Discord maybe, which can really, from an affiliate perspective, can either, things like trolling can happen on those channels, bad sort of brand representation. What's the best way to manage those things?
I can talk from a crypto perspective. Definitely that's where moderators come into play. So people who have probably been following the project for quite a long time, who can come in and represent and at least guide people or support them, whether it's updates on projects or dealing with FUD. So that's when there's information there that might not be correct. But definitely for these type of channels, I do agree. It can get quite crazy on here, especially Discord and Telegram. Telegram more for your typical ICO type of projects, and Discord is all about the NFTs. But definitely that's when mods can come in and at least control a bit of the narrative and support the community on that front. But that's definitely more on the crypto side.
No, I agree. I mean, obviously, for creating a community, you definitely need moderator for Discord specifically and Telegram. But if you're talking about an affiliate who's using Telegram to promote business, it's extremely difficult. I mean, all you can do is track. You can track the source. If you understand that you have an affiliate that's driving business from Telegram, you've got to go once in a while. The affiliate manager has to go and take a look and see what's being said, and see if he's doing anything shady or if he's following all the rules. Because otherwise, yeah, there are some cowboys that do some crazy stuff on Telegram, and yeah, it's really hard to police. But this is the world we live in. We have to be careful. Or you could take the high road and just ban it and just say we don't take business from Telegram. But I think that's not really the right way to go.
If I can also add, the channels managing from the perspective of, for instance, content that you are, or what you are doing on the specific channels should always come from the two anchors. It's your value proposition and the audience. And those are the two anchors that are the key for making the content strategy for any kind of channel and for any specific. Managing from the aspect of how you collect data from it, and if your system is vast and you have many kind of activities going, then it comes again to the technology, how you collect the data and how you utilize the data, whether or not you are capable and your systems allow you to work with raw data, and but at the end it all comes to attributing the right channel with the right cost to understand what is it there for you, and if there is anything for you there. Yeah.
Okay, one last question. We've got time for one couple of more minutes. No, if there's no questions, then I'd like to say thank you very much for you guys in the audience, and thanks to our panel for answering some very interesting questions. I hope have been useful for everyone, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.